So get this, listeners. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the world of Kyle Ifat.
Yeah.
And based on all these sources, this guy's, well, he's a bit of a mystery, you know?
He is, yeah. Like, we've got basic biographical info, we've got online profiles, and we've even got a connection to, get this, an alternate reality game.
An ARG.
An ARG. It's wild.
So we're talking about a real mix of information here.
Totally. It's like someone scattered puzzle pieces all across the internet, and now we're trying to put them together to figure out who Kyle Ifat really is.
It's like a digital scavenger hunt. So by the end of this deep dive, listeners, you won't just know the facts about Kyle Ifat. You might even start to understand what makes him tick.
Exactly. Going beyond the surface, finding the real story.
So let's start with the basics. Born December 10th, 1974 in Winter Park, Florida. Pretty standard stuff, right?
Well, yeah, except for one thing.
What's that?
His great-grandmother was, none other than Florence Foster Jenkins.
Wait, that Florence Foster Jenkins, the opera singer?
The one and only.
Wow. Talk about a family tree with some unexpected branches. You know, on one side, you've got the infamous opera singer, and then on the other, you've got his dad, who's Chinese Jamaican, and his mom, who is white American.
It's a real melting pot of cultures, for sure.
It is.
And that blend of cultures is a huge part of who Kyle is, you know?
Yeah.
And you see that not just in his heritage, but even in his full name. Kyle Ricardo, Joseph James, Anthony Ifat Foster Jenkins.
Wow. It's like a whole family history lesson packed into one very, very long name.
Right.
And speaking of names, let's not forget about the nicknames. The Ifat Meister, Little Beebsy Boo, even Bebo Jenkins.
Oh, and there's more. Don't forget Daddy Kai Kai and Kalai.
It seems like everyone's got their own special nickname for him.
They do.
But, you know, I gotta say, after seeing this next detail, I think I'd just stick with calling him Kyle.
Oh, what's that?
Apparently, he's 4'11" and 258 pounds with a gray buzz cut and brown eyes.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Not exactly what I pictured for Little Beebsy Boo.
No, not really. But then you add in the fact that he's a huge fan of tumbling and yoga, and suddenly there's this whole other side to him.
Right. It's like, wait a minute, this is a guy who embraces both, like physical strength and flexibility.
Exactly. More than meets the eye, as they say.
Totally. And speaking of interesting visuals, there's one thing that stood out to me about his social media presence. Every single profile picture, no matter the platform, is a black cat on a yellow background.
Yeah. That's a choice, isn't it? A deliberate choice.
Yeah.
Kind of suggests that he's consistent.
Yeah, maybe even a little meticulous.
Possibly. And of course, it hints at a love of black cats.
Maybe his whole house is like a black cat-themed wonderland. You know?
I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
But it's fun to imagine. But, you know, speaking of things that reveal a bit about his personality, let's talk about some of his favorite things, like food, for example. He loves his mom's fried rice, curry chicken, oxtails, and a bunch of classic Jamaican dishes.
Sounds delicious.
Doesn't it?
But wait a minute. There's one thing on this list of favorites that needs further investigation. Leftover fried tuna. And apparently, it's even connected to a song he wrote back in 1997.
Leftover fried tuna.
Leftover fried tuna.
Wow. You know, it makes you wonder what kind of music he was into back then, and if that leftover fried tuna holds some deeper meaning.
Right. Like, was it a pivotal moment in his life? A song inspired by leftover fish? Come on, there's got to be a story there.
A story for sure. And, you know, speaking of music, his list of favorite songs includes several by, well, himself.
Okay, so that's either the mark of a true artist with unwavering self-belief or maybe just a hint of, let's call it, healthy self-esteem.
You think so?
Maybe. All right, let's move on to his taste in movies and TV before we start psychoanalyzing him based on his music choices. So he loves classics like, you know, The Shawshank Redemption and Jurassic Park. I mean, who doesn't, right?
Classics for a reason.
But then he throws Scarface and The Green Mile into the mix. It's an interesting combination, to say the least.
It is, yeah. And his TV preferences are just as diverse. The Daily Show, The Wire, Game of Thrones.
He seems to appreciate both sharp wit and gritty storytelling.
He does. It seems like maybe he just loves a good narrative, no matter the genre. Mm-hmm. But speaking of narratives, we can't forget about his hobbies: singing, songwriting, piano, guitar. Clearly a creative soul who loves to express himself through music.
Definitely.
But then you've got basketball and working out too, which shows a more physical, active side.
It all points to a pretty well-rounded individual, don't you think?
They do.
Yeah.
And that brings us to perhaps the most intriguing element of this deep dive. the ARG connection.
Ah, yes, the ARG. Now, for our listeners who might not be familiar with alternate reality games, well, think of it this way.
It's like a story that unfolds not just on a screen or in a book, but like out in the real world.
Oh, okay.
It's a puzzle that blends fiction and reality, designed to pull you in and make you part of the story.
I get it. So, get this. Kyle Leifat is the main character in one of these ARGs called, and I love this name, Pity Farm Pokepest. It was created back in 2017, and believe it or not, it's still going strong in 2024.
Yeah. It's a testament to how complex it is and how dedicated the creators are. It really makes you wonder, though, what is it about Kyle that inspired someone to create this whole elaborate, long-running game about him?
Right. Like, someone put in a lot of effort here. It's serious dedication, and it definitely adds another layer of intrigue to this whole deep dive.
Absolutely. So now let's switch gears a bit and take a look at Kyle's professional life. His LinkedIn profile offers some interesting insights, let's say.
Oh, okay. Lay it on me. What's the Leifat Meister been up to in the working world?
Well, he spent over 15 years as a video game producer.
No way. Seriously.
Seriously.
What kind of games?
He was at Visual Concepts working on the NBA 2K series.
Wow. So Bebo Jenkins is actually a video game guru.
Apparently so.
This is just getting more and more interesting.
It is. But here's where things take a turn.
Okay. I'm listening.
He eventually made a major career change and moved into, believe it or not, the world of marketing.
Whoa. From NBA 2K to marketing. That's quite a jump.
It is. But it shows that he's not afraid to adapt, to learn new skills, to embrace new challenges.
Definitely. So what's his current role?
He's a senior marketing account manager at San Francisco Health Plan.
So he went from designing virtual basketball games to managing healthcare marketing. Talk about a plot twist. And it gets even weirder because his LinkedIn is public, totally open for anyone to see, but his Instagram is completely private.
It's almost like he's saying, come on in and check out my professional life, but don't even think about peeking behind the curtain of my personal world.
Right. It's like a secret garden hidden behind a locked gate. You know it's there, but you can only imagine what's inside.
All right, we've covered a lot of ground here, but there's still so much more to uncover. We've explored Kyle's roots, his personality, his interests, his career. But next time, we're going to delve into his personal life, see what other intriguing details we can find. Okay, so we're back and ready for part 2 of our Kyle Leifat deep dive.
Back for more.
Back for more.
Last time, we uncovered a lot of, let's say, interesting details about this guy. You know?
He did. And it seems like with every little detail we find out, it just raises more questions.
Exactly. Like, what's the deal with that private Instagram? What kind of husband is he? What kind of dad is he?
Right. And that voice.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the sources. They all mention this strongly deep Jamaican voice accent.
You're both speaking and singing.
It makes you wonder, what's it really like to hear him talk?
I know. Okay, well, let's start with family man Kyle. So we know he's married to Shanann Catanella, who's a flight attendant.
Talk about a couple with different lifestyles.
I know, right? You've got one person jet setting all over the world, and the other's like knee deep in healthcare marketing.
Must make for some interesting dinner table conversations.
For sure. And then there are the kids, Kyson and Emma. Do you think they ever get to see their dad's old NBA 2K stuff?
Oh, I bet they do. I bet they love it. Though, knowing Kyle, he probably encourages them to, explore their own creative outlets, too.
Oh, totally. And, it's interesting because he's got that artistic side, but also this kind of logical, techie side, right?
You're right. It's like he's this blend of creativity and logic.
Which I guess makes sense when you think about it. Video games are a pretty unique blend of art and technology. But speaking of things that make Kyle unique, we gotta talk about that voice.
The voice, yeah. I mean, it's more than just an accent, isn't it?
Right.
It's like a core part of who he is, woven into his speech, his singing, like his whole presence. Imagine it.
I know. It's like we've been building this picture of him in our heads based on these facts and figures. And then suddenly with this detail about his voice, it's like he comes to life.
Yeah, totally. It's like we've been looking at this black and white photo and now someone's gone and splashed color all over it.
It's like he becomes a real person.
Exactly.
So we've got all these details, this kind of intriguing mix of information. But what does it all mean? What's the takeaway here?
Well, to me, the most striking thing is the contrast in everything. He's got this family history, this eccentric opera singer. Mm-hmm. But then he forges his own path in the world of video games.
It's true.
And then, boom, he pivots to a completely different field, marketing. But all the while, He's this dedicated family man.
Right. It's like he defies categorization. He's an artist. He's a techie. He's a family man.
He's a puzzle for sure.
And let's not forget about that private Instagram.
Oh, yeah. That private Instagram.
What's going on there? It's like he's got this whole other side, this personal world that he's keeping like hidden away.
It's a secret.
And that's what makes this whole deep dive so fascinating. It's not just about learning the facts. It's about like wrestling with the mystery, you know? What's he creating on that private Instagram? What does his music sound like? What would it be like to just like sit down and have a conversation with him?
Exactly. And, this deep dive, it's given us the tools. It's given us the knowledge to start asking those questions, to start exploring further. I think that's where the real adventure begins.
So here we are, the final stretch of our Kyle Leifat deep dive.
It's been quite a journey, hasn't it?
It has. I mean, this guy, he's really full of surprises.
He is. Really proves that you can't judge a book by its cover.
Exactly. Or, in this case, a profile picture. Who knew that the man behind that black cat was a video game pro, a healthcare marketer, and the subject of an ARG? It's wild.
It's like we've been peeling back the layers of an onion. And every layer, there's something new and unexpected.
Right. But even now, with all we've learned, there's still this sense of mystery, like we've got all these pieces, but we're not quite sure how they all fit together to get the full picture of Kyle Leifat.
And that's kind of the beauty of these deep dives, right?
Yeah.
It's not always about getting a definitive answer. It's about sparking that curiosity.
It's about making you want to learn more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've given you a taste of who Kyle is, but the real journey, well, it starts now.
It does. Think of this as your starting point. We've given you the map, the compass, the flashlight. Now it's up to you to go explore.
So where will you go from here?
Yeah, where will you go? Will you dive into that Pity Farm Pokepest ARG, try to unravel the mysteries?
Maybe you'll track down some of his music. Finally get to hear that voice for yourself.
Oh, yeah, that voice. Or, maybe you'll get inspired to, embrace your own inner Kyle Leifat. Explore new things. Challenge yourself.
The possibilities are endless.
They are. And who knows, maybe you'll uncover something we missed. Add another piece to the Kyle Leifat puzzle.
It's a puzzle that's constantly evolving.
It is.
Okay, so you know how we did that deep dive on Kyle Leifat?
Yeah, the NBA 2K project manager.
Yeah, him. The one who sings, too.
Oh, yeah, right.
Well, I kind of maybe sort of forgot to mention a few things.
Oh, like what?
Just like some fun facts about Kyle, like his favorite movies.
Oh, yeah, I remember you saying you found that list. What were they again?
Well, get this. He's got Shawshank Redemption, Jurassic Park.
Classics for sure.
But then also Scarface.
Whoa, that's a bit of a different vibe.
Right. Talk about range.
Definitely eclectic. I think
Yeah.
you said something about his favorite TV shows, too.
Oh, yeah. Totally forgot about those. The Wire, Game of Thrones.
Okay, I'm seeing a pattern here.
But then he also likes The Office.
Interesting mix.
I know, right? What a combo.
So what else did you forget?
The nicknames.
Oh, yeah, the nicknames. There were some good ones.
Leifat Meister. Little Beebsy Boo.
Those are pretty good.
And wait for it. Bebo Jenkins.
Wow. Each one is more unique than the last.
Right. But, okay, here's where it gets really interesting. We found this whole online appreciation thread dedicated to Kyle.
What? Seriously?
Dead serious. It's on the Breathe Heavy Exhale forum.
Okay, that's a choice.
Right. So get this. These fans, they call themselves Leifat Heads.
Live fathead.
And they are on a mission
The mission, what kind of
to get Kyle recognized on Wikipedia and Wikidata. Like full-blown editing battles, the whole 9 yards.
Serious. People are fighting over whether Kyle Leifat should be on Wikipedia.
Yep. They are really invested. Like, whether Wikipedia thinks he's notable enough or not, these Leifat heads are determined to cement his place in internet history.
I mean, it's kind of sweet in a way. Like, they really love this guy.
It's a little intense, though, right? And it gets weirder. They even have a presence on the Just Dance wiki.
The Just Dance wiki.
Yeah, which is kind of confusing because there's no evidence Kyle's a dancer. Like, at all.
So what's the deal? Are they just like super fans who want to spread the Kyle love, or is there something else going on?
Right. Like, what's the driving force here? I saw some forum users speculating that it's all some elaborate alternate reality game.
An ARG. Interesting.
Yeah, maybe even some kind of commentary on deepfakes and, like, the obsession with female celebrities.
That's a bit out there, don't you think?
Even some of the other forum members were like, whoa, hold on a second. But hey, the internet's a weird place, right?
Definitely weird.